CIG have officially decided to jump a few patch numbers ahead and added the 4.0 to the release view for Q3 this year. That adds some new additions to Star Citizen, with an entire new star system to explore, engineering gameplay promising a more hands-on approach to multi-crewing and ship operation and maintenance, server meshing version 1, space cows, and a bunch of legacy system reworks amongst other things. But all of these things are dwarfed in comparison to what 4.0 actually represents. My name's Dead Leader, and welcome to my Dead Talk. On December 5th, 2022, I posted my 4th ever video on this channel entitled, "Is it okay to trust Star Citizen again?" since they had just announced that persistent entity streaming was on its way for the following year. And many of you would likely laugh at that notion. After 10 years of broken promises and missed deadlines on pretty much every aspect of the game, people were done giving CIG the benefit of the doubt. And even since then, and including the abysmal launch of 3.18 itself, a lot of players still were upset and let down about bugs and broken mechanics that seemingly never got any attention. NPCs still stand on couches, elevators can still yeet you into other dimensions, and even now, I personally am still kind of furious about the lack of multi-crew bedlogging and meaningful diversity in component values. And it's become sort of an open joke about CIG adding Tier 0 mechanics into the game only to never revisit it again to develop on it further. And as cool as finally getting another star system and space cows into the game might sound, the real reason why CIG have jumped ahead to the 4.0 release number is that for every undeveloped game mechanic or missing concept ship in the game, it's always been met with the same roadblocks. "We can't do this without X technology," or "We'd have to entirely remake this after the addition of X technology, so it's a waste of resources to fix something now if it's not entirely game-breaking, so we're not even going to address it." Which does make sense with game development, but with so many misfires and false starts with that technology actually being added to the game in the past, it doesn't mean much hearing it as an excuse being used over and over again. With Star Citizen 4.0 coming promising server meshing, well, this coupled with 3.23 separating the replication layer and 3.18's persistent entity streaming and Squadron 42 becoming feature complete and having a major amount of its staff switch over to the PU development, this signifies that the last pieces required to remove all previous roadblocks in development. And you can see signs of that in a number of the other smaller additions to the 4.0 release. Transit, MFD, and mission reworks are all long-time broken aspects of Star Citizen that CIG has straight up had no intention of fixing and building upon for years, now up until this patch. And don't get me wrong, it's not to say that 4.0 will be a magical cure-all and all of a sudden things will work perfectly from then on. I'm saying it's still going to be comically broken for a long while still. But as far as excuses go, those will be gone with the wind, and we will finally be able to see clear work being done to move capital ships into the PU, Tier 0 mechanics and long-forgotten missing ship functions finally advancing and being fleshed out into versions that better represent what the initial vision of Star Citizen that many of us bought into years ago was. And by all means, you can still be skeptical and rant and rave in Spectrum and in the comment section about them not being good enough or being a scam. This is still great news for you guys, because now they don't have that excuse to hide behind anymore. You can kick up a fuss, even more so, and use it as ammunition when they fail at delivering something now. And heck, without those roadblocks now, people talking about different aspects they want in the game might actually sway development now if you're loud enough. But personally, I'm just looking forward to a few things to start with. Everything won't be finished anytime soon, so I'm tempering my expectations. But things like getting more players in the game together, more space to explore, more reliability, better server and game FPS, capital ships and actual meaningful balancing to the economy, ships and weapons will go such a long way to making Star Citizen the game we all want it to be. So as far as the question that I posed 2 years ago goes, is it okay to trust Star Citizen again? Well, that's something you'll have to answer for yourself, especially if you're a long-term backer holding up original design documents to every patch note. But as far as newer citizens go, looking at the past few years of development and how they've tempered their promises, I'd say yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the new announcement of 4.0. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. And as usual, my name's Dead Leader, and I'll see you in the verse. デッドリーダー